Greetings, gentlemen. I'm Chevalier, and I bid you welcome to the Art of Ideas. Basically, by the Art of Ideas, I mean it's just a rant, I guess, a rant and a talk about the combinations between ideas and the best combinations that you can have. Actually, not the combinations, because you can combine, for example, innovative with espionage, so you can get what's called policy that you want, basically, right? You can want to take with what. Naval quantity espionage, so you can get the Espionage Act, you know, for spy detection plus 20% and spy construction plus 10%, if you actually want to combine them from that policy. But you know, this is shit, to be honest. This is quite bad. But yeah, we'll talk about the most common combinations and what you can pull off, and depending also on your situation, if you are small, big, etc. I'm gonna talk about them in detail. Now let's just dive into it, and let's go for the most simplest one, which is exploration, expansion, basically for guys that want to colonize and expand into a new world in Asia and China really fast. This is from the point of a new world, European nation. From this side here, perhaps the guys in Malacca here, Japan, they can actually colonize to some degree. With this guys here, it's not recommended though. Although you can actually take expansion ideas at some point, but again, it's not recommended for those guys as well to get exploration first. It's recommended for these guys though to take exploration first, so you can actually colonize a lot faster, and exploration expansion as well for these guys. But yeah, this is basically the first combination: exploration and expansion, followed by religious. If you are here, basically because you want to conquer these guys, all over the place, and it's gonna be a different religion. For these guys here, it's recommended to go for influence, or just 2 points in admin, so you can get a coin creation cost. Or you can actually go humanist ideas to actually keep hold of them. But if you're European, you're gonna suffer a lot of religious unity, simply because most of your lands are gonna be here, even though they are just territories. You're gonna pay tons of cash for them. So you're gonna pay tons of religious unity for them. So it's better to take religious ideas so you can actually convert them. You take core convert, take core convert. You're gonna have about three missionaries, even more if you actually go for some of the modifiers here. You know, you can have a couple more. 2 more, so basically 5. Again, you can take plenty of missionaries. Now let's go back to ideas. This is the simplest one. This is gonna go for basically for the mid game. In the late game, you might actually want to go for a military idea. It depends honestly on your own abilities and how you want to basically pull it off. It's situational best on the late game, even in the mid game, mid to, let's say, the late of the mid game, it's still situational. Now, the second combination is for Landlocked Nations, which is influence ideas followed by 2 points in admin and religious ideas, or influence religious ideas for the those Volt CB. Remember that some guys here already have a CB that you can declare war on with no need for a claim or something like that. So they have a conquer CB, like the hordes, for example, they have that CB. So you only religious first. You can actually go for 2 points in admin, or even full points in admin, so you can get a policy here. If you actually look at here, you'll have the policy that gives you 20% vassal integration. So influence together with admin gives you vassal integration act plus minus 20% deep annexation cost. Together with this modifier here, minus 25%, is gonna give you a huge boost. This is also decent for Austria, which tends to do this at some point, because they have actually I cannot see. They have again a modifier for the minus annexation cost, which is also good. Followed by this, probably diplomatic idea, so you can integrate faster, or a military idea. Sometimes it's recommended to go for a military idea than a diplomatic idea again. Although getting diplomatic ideas are gonna be bad. Again, it's become situational at some point. You may actually want to go for exploration to get a piece of the exploration here if you actually have a coastland. Again, it actually depends on the situation, past the third or fourth idea depending on where you're at. So I cannot actually dictate what you should take. It's best to actually just go for the standard stuff, then later on check the individual guides and see what best suits you depending on the situation that you're in. Most likely you're gonna take military ideas your fourth or your fifth, so you should actually take check the military ideas tutorial or guide or best and top or whatever it's called. I honestly cannot remember. Now, this is for the second option. This is pretty standard. Exploration or landlocked, basically. Landlocked doesn't actually mean that you actually don't have any seaports. It means that you actually cannot colonize. That's what I mean when I say landlocked. For example, you're Austria, but you cannot colonize. You're landlocked. You cannot go into the Atlantic Ocean and colonize it. You're basically landlocked to your current continent. That's the best way to put it. Now, there are some more offensive strategies that involve taking a military idea first. For example, in my Irish campaign I did this as a top point and I took quantity ideas first. It's valid for Norway as well. As again, this is a little bit cheekier. I like to say a bit cheekier simply because you'll take a military idea first, then you can actually take the exploration ideas first. This is mainly possible, mainly required when you need to have Tech 7 for the extra coring range, so you can actually colonize to the north side here, because you might need Tech 7. Norway doesn't need Tech 7 if you actually go for full exploration and you have their their traditions or whatever you want to call it. They have the extra coring range plus 30%, which is going to allow them to barely move here to the RX4 basically. They're gonna be allowed to move there. And then you can actually follow up with either exploration or influence, followed by admin, expansion, depending on if you're a landlocked nation or you want to colonize, or even religious. But in Europe there's no need for religious ideas unless you actually want to go like this, or maybe you're Moscow or something like that and you want to move into these guys here and attack them. But for the Western Europeans, it's not a great idea to take religious unless you go for this side here. Now, notable ideas that you can actually take as first are trade, if you are struggling for cash. Although it mainly won't happen, you should actually try to take a more useful idea. But trade are valid, but make sure that you actually have an entry node that you can collect in. It's valid, I will say, for Venice. To take first trade, you're gonna get a huge amount of cash, then probably followed by economic ideas perhaps, or admin ideas, even humanist. Again, we're getting into murky territories here. This is basically situational. The best option are influence and expansion, or religious, or exploration and expansion. Sorry, influence and admin, and exploration and expansion. Those are the standard stuff. Here we go into murky territories, and optional stuff. You might actually want to go for an admin idea first, for the admin ideas, to get a core creation cost if you have modifiers that give you core creation cost decrease. So basically that's the Ottomans, Muscovy. You can actually go for these 2 points here and get that modifier up, so you can actually conquer like a madman. Then you can actually follow up by taking influence ideas or even trade ideas, depending on where you're standing. If you actually want to use only admin points, feel free to actually set the focus on admin non-stop and then go for trade ideas so you can get more cash. Or influence if you have to do the vassal integration stuff as well, to conquer even more aggressively. Again, it's up to you how to want to pull it off. Diplomatic is also decent, I would say, but trade ideas are better. especially for nations, for example, like Muscovy, which are gonna struggle to some degree to control these trade nodes here. And you're gonna need to push and control the trade flow from multiple trade nodes. So that is gonna be good as well. To go for a trade ideas second. So 2 points in 2 points, 2 ideas into admin, then trade ideas as your second. Followed by whatever floats your boat, probably a military idea, you might have problems, or I would say even economic or humanist ideas as well, depending on if you actually can hold that land. Economic idea is good this what's it called, this patch, simply because you're gonna have to build tall nations, and the decreased monthly autonomy is gonna help, together with the land maintenance modifier, the production efficiency, the yearly inflation is going to help with the loans, build cost is going to help as well, tax modifier is going to help as well, and development cost is going to help you tremendously, to be honest. Like the minus 20% development cost. At some point, I would say that if you actually stack enough of these development cost modifiers, it will be cheaper to actually build more to increase your development. And you can stack plenty of these modifiers from the estates, from the economic ideas. I think there are also some policies here that can actually help you as well. Although I'm not sure, there should be some development cost with quantity ideas. Again, another 10%. At some point, you're gonna actually go to minus 50%, and it's gonna be quite cheap. At some point, you actually want to increase your development because you're gonna get better cash. Although remember that this is only possible. Where is it? And I need the simple terrain. There you go. If you have like suitable lands, for example. See, if you have farmlands, for example, or plains, so it's not recommended. But yeah, mainly in farmlands. So I think Ming is gonna be good as well. They have plenty of farmlands and suitable lands that it can actually be upgraded, mainly just Ming. I guess Wallachia has also some lands that can actually be upgraded, but yeah, farmlands are the best for upgrades. Now, let's go to your stuff. You can actually go for some more, let's say, unorthodox ideas, like innovative first, basically, or let's say espionage first. This is mainly used for PvP. You don't have that many uses for them. This will give you basically bonuses with no focus. They're gonna give you distant bonuses, especially the cost. If you take it early on, it's gonna be really great. But they're not that useful because they don't have focus. Basically, a rate that will tell you, like, I need to explore. I'll take exploration ideas. I want to explore even more, I take expansion. But innovative ideas are basically a miscellaneous. There you go, miscellaneous ideas. They give you some bonuses. None of them are focused to some actual strategies. They're basically, I want to take something, maybe I'll take innovative ideas, you know, something like that. I cannot use admin, I don't want to use religious, or I guess only, or even expansion sometimes. You'll take innovative. Same with espionage, though they are mainly used in PvP. They give you decent amount of stuff, I would say, but yeah, it's mainly used for PvP or taking down large nations. Although taking down large nations can be doable with good allies, so you won't need espionage ideas. They're mainly used to basically kill off PvP other players and shut them down greatly by using the full range of options that you have. Like, if you're actually a landlocked nation, to some degree in a PvP game, espionage is good. Like, espionage is really decent, I would say. They really actually kill their stuff to a huge amount, especially the rebel support efficiency. Like the moment they actually, let's say, you're playing as, let's say you're playing as Poland, right? And Moscow is gaining land here and here. Just do the support rebels, and they're gonna get killed. You know, they're gonna have huge amount of rebellions, and the player won't be able to develop that much. Actually, one more thing that I have to say, this is also useful for shutting down nations if you are far away from them. But it's really useful. For example, you're playing as France and you actually want to shut down the Ottomans, and you cannot reach them that earlier on, and you're actually going to use espionage ideas to support rebels or something like that. It's an indirect war, like I like to call it. But yeah, this is it on the espionage ideas. Going for military idea first, you should check the military ideas guide, or whatever you want to call it. It's in the playlist, of course. Again, quantity for small guys, offensive for medium guys, and quality for bigger guys. So basically, depending on your development, on your total force limit, etc., cash limit, whatever you want, whatever you have. You can also take maritime ideas first, if you actually want to dominate to some degree the sea, but it's really useless, to be honest. It's not even worth mentioning. I simply mentioned it because while I was reading some stuff on countries, when I was doing the initial situation, I read that you can actually take maritime ideas, and I started laughing. I mean, they provide you no actual bonuses that you can use, that you should actually take, like ship cost, land force limit naval force limit modifiers, You know, ships are not that important in this game. Troops matter. Troops matter. Of course, if you're England, ships matter. Like England is a fortress. Fortress England, right? As in the World War II. No, that was Fortress Europe actually, not England, my bad. It was Fortress Europe. Now, there's nothing much that I can say. You can actually check the individual idea groups tutorials or guides that I have for more information. But yeah, some stuff are situational, but the primary stuff is influence 2.8 admin religious or influence religious admin. If you actually want to just do only diplomatic first, then you can actually expand into admin to use admin ideas, admin points as well. But yeah, this is it for the art of ideas, basically. There's nothing much to say here. You can actually check the individual stuff for more information. But yeah, this is it, and I'll see you next time, guys, where... What, tomorrow at this time actually comes the initial... No, it's free. I think I'll do the HRE video, or... Yeah, how to become the HRE Emperor. Probably it'll be up on Saturday or something like that. But yeah, guys, I bid you farewell, and remember, if you like this content, consider subscribing, liking, or even commenting, to be honest. I accept any kind of feedback. Even more, I accept constructive feedback on the channel and on my voice or mic problems, etc. Speaking patterns, whatever you want to say or rant about, I'll read it. Because I want to grow up, I want to grow the channel and see how far can I go. But yeah, I bid you farewell, guys, and I'll see you next time. Ciao.